Well, Paul, obviously it's been a very different summer. I'd say the friendly started a few weeks ago. Has it been more active? Have you been back in the office a lot more in the last few months?
Yeah. I probably took March and April off and wasn't here very much at all, other than when I needed to do things that I couldn't do at home. It's been very quiet, obviously, and then suddenly when the playoffs came, and then we went back off again and came back for pre-season friendly, it's starting to get back to normal again.
And in among all that, almost we forget we had the redevelopment news just before we went into lockdown. Has there been any sort of progress since then?
Yeah, we're continuing to try and progress that. I mean, we're looking at the possibility of putting a new application in sometime in the near future, and conversations are ongoing with the planning department.
Positive discussions?
I think so, as far as I'm aware, yes. Yeah, and obviously difficulty of not being able to have face-to-face meetings and things like that at the moment, but no, things have been going well.
Obviously we know how this has affected non-league clubs all around the country. I mean, how difficult has it been for Bath City?
It's not been easy. I mean, I won't say it's been terribly difficult. It's been confusing, complicated, but we've got to say that we have had funding from the government. We've had funding from the local authority, funded by the government. There has been funding from the league. And also we've had the generosity of our supporters, both in the crowdfunding and all season ticket purchases.
And support as well from the players who agreed to be furloughed and playing staff?
Yeah, I mean all the staff basically, apart from one, all staff were furloughed, and that was with their agreement. They've been on reduced wages, and that has helped us massively.
And we mentioned about the grind before, of course we now have another team playing here, the Bristol City ladies team. How did that arrangement all come about?
I think they were in a situation where they were advised by the FA they probably needed to find a stadium as such with bigger facilities and capacities, and we were approached with a view to looking at it. And Bristol City have played under 23 games here before, so they knew what the ground was like, and it moved on very quickly from there.
I believe they've had a friendly and one proper game here, and it's all gone like clockwork.
Yeah, I mean they had their first league fixture 2 weeks ago against Everton, obviously behind closed doors, so all the protocols as we had with the playoffs, and it all went well.
And the Oval game, which of course was meant to be today and it's been switched to Tuesday, what was the sort of, how much conversation did you have behind that with other people?
Not a lot to start with. I mean, basically the league have been pressing the FA and the government for a long time now to try and get a return of spectators. Obviously with the original start date of the 3rd of October. In order to prove that it can be done safely, they've been looking to get pilot games, and they approached Yeovil and said would they be interested in hosting one. Apparently Yeovil had a game at home next weekend, but the league said, well, that's too late. So they said to us, well, would you consider moving it? And we said, yeah, we're more than happy to help, just to see if it can be done, and to aid the cause of all the clubs in the league to get back to playing football with supporters.
And the final friendly is meant to be against Torquay United next week. Is there any danger of that being moved?
Not at this moment in time, no. I mean, I think that will go ahead behind closed doors, and hopefully Dave's able to stream it, so we've got the opportunity for fans to be able to watch.